last time I was here in Tim's kitchen, Tim and Linda's kitchen, I should say, which was about 5 years ago, 4 years ago?
Somewhere in there.
Somewhere. Used to be the wall went back about 2 feet, and you had a little row of cabinets. And, it's changed a little bit.
Just a little. We actually bumped it out 5 feet.
You know, I just walked into there and I just went, whoa, this is nice job. And Tim's telling me about the drawings that his son Justin did on this, and he's showing me this little board that Justin put together, kind of showing the project from what it used to look like, you know, all the way through the entire project. What a great presentation. Tim, we'll have to put this on the website so people can see this. But here's the drawing that was done with the CAD program that Tim uses called Chief Architect. So you can actually see what the kitchen or what your project, any project that you're going to is going to look like before you even do it. So we'll talk about the 3D CAD capabilities you have here in a little bit, but this is really awesome. Tell me a little bit about the project, how to go, how long did it take, you know?
Well, we had planned on it for about 14 years,
Okay.
but spent about a year in design. And we put it in the computer and kept refining it. This is all custom cabinetry. It's all cherry.
All cherry.
The shaker look has beveled doors, and there's a beveled inset.
You know, one of the things I really like are the drawers. When you close them, how they kind of just help ease themselves back in.
Blunt motion drawers.
Blunt motion doors, okay.
Soft close.
So you're in design. So now when you're working with a customer and you're designing their kitchen, it doesn't take a year to design their kitchen, does it?
No. No. Generally, could take as much as a couple months if you go through the process of different ideas and renditions and product selection and so on and so forth.
So the plans you're doing for your customers, this is the end result of a good plan, right?
Absolutely.
So every job you do a plan on?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So it's very important to get all your ideas on the table.
Tell me about the process you go through with your customers. You know, when someone wants to do.
That's just.
Oh, I'm pushing the button on the stove. Oops! I thought something was going to blow.
Technology there.
All this cool stuff, great stuff. So tell me about the process.
Well, generally, we get together at the house, at their house. They show me what they like to do, and I make sure that it'll work. Their ideas, and from there we.
So you get into asking a lot of questions.
A lot of questions. Share a lot of ideas.
Questions, ideas.
And make sure we spend enough time understanding each other. And from there, we typically enter into a design-build agreement.
Okay.
And
so what do you mean by design-build agreement?
Well, we come up with a scope of work and figure out generally how much time it would take to design a job like this.
Okay.
And we talk about money, budgets, things like that.
Okay.
And from that, we come up with an approximate dollar amount for the design.
Oh, we are here. Is that the dishwasher? Or
It's both dishwasher and.
Okay. So I'm here a little bit of both. All right. Sorry, I should have done that then.
That's it.
Okay. So tell me about the design-build process.
So we define the scope of work, typically write up a design-build proposal, defining more or less the nomenclature in the kitchen, what type of cabinetry, what the products we've talked about might be,
Okay.
which would align itself generally with a budget.
Yeah.
We give them typically 1.5% to 2% of that budget is allocated for design work.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cheap.
We think it is.
I mean, architects charge 7, 8, 10, 15%. So
But these are concept designs, so they're not typically buildable.
they're not full working drawings.
Right.
At
If there
this
are
point.
enough,
Okay.
there's enough information in those designs for people to make their decisions by,
Okay.
and to be able to understand the project,
And
and be able to see it in all different views.
like we've got here in the 3D, be able to see exactly what you're going to get. I mean, when someone, most people look at a floor plan, they can't understand the floor plan. I mean, I've had I draw lots of plans too. I work with Tim to draw plans, but, most people look at a floor plan and their eyes kind of glaze over and they go, and then they see it built and they go, well, that's not what I thought it would look like. Whereas with full 3D drawing capabilities, which Tim does, no mistakes. I mean, you can see what you're going to get before it happens.
Exactly, because most people can't really see,
Yeah.
envision. They feel impaired to a degree, particularly if they live in a house.
Yeah.
They can't see what the vision could be.
Yeah.
So we talk about that, and then we take pictures, put it in the computer. They come to our office. We sit down for an hour or two, share that information, share the views, and they become a part of the design team, which is a very important thing.
Wow.
It's different today with computers than the old days of architects going back to their office and coming back with 2D pencil drawings,
Yeah.
and
And-
the client not being part of that process.
And today too, I mean, with the amount of money that people are spending on their projects, you know, it's very, they kind of want to know what they're going to be spending their money on. You can offer that. That's really cool.